Hello and welcome to Destiny Digits. This is going to be a life path reading for life path number 1. And life path number 1, I just want to say when I started this most recent series, I did yours first. And when I saved it, I didn't do something correctly. And I wasn't able to replay the video. So I was like, I can't just not do it. That's not cool at all. So this is like a second go, but everything happens for a reason. So here we are back at 1. So life path number talks about traits that you are born with, and those traits reveal an opportunity that you have to achieve, that is available to you to achieve in this lifetime. So as a 1, you are very independent. Independence is probably your tagline. And so there's a spectrum when it comes to energy. And, we have lower and higher vibrations of the energies when we're talking about the numbers. And so 1s, your spectrum deals with being dependent versus self-sufficient. Dependent versus self-sufficient. So that's the ability to, stabilize yourself in your own power, or not being able to do that and then relying on others to pick up in whatever areas that you have not been able to truly operate in your own power. So to begin, I'm going to pull 3 oracle cards, and we will take note of the bottom of the deck, and then I'll pull 3 numerology cards, and then way too many, but happiness is a message. I will do a 9-card box spread with tarot. All right, 1s, here we go. Let's take that. So first card is blessings, super beautiful. So we have blessings. Next card is courage. So just really quickly, I just heard, the blessings that we desire to see, happen in our life require courage. So whatever it is that you are wanting, chasing, you will have to step outside of a comfort zone of yours in order to draw them in closer and to go out and just kind of snatch them. All right, let's get one more, and then we'll check out the bottom of the deck before we move into our numerology. And these are the Sacred Destiny Oracle cards by Denise Lynn. I think they're whoa. I think they're beautiful. We'll get one more. Spirit, and then I almost thought about taking that one, but I'm trying to be. Okay, let's take one. All right, 1s. You know what? Love is on top. We're taking love. And let's just take note of this. We have community, simplicity, and embracing. We'll just keep these, and we can always reference them. So blessings, courage, love. And at the bottom, we have flow. All right, these cards are going to get in my way, so we are going to keep them. We'll just stack them kind of right here. I don't know if you can see them, but they're here. I promise. They're here. All right, now we'll do 3 cards or 9 from the numerology deck. And I did create this deck. If you're interested, it's in the description box. So next to blessings, we have a low vibration of 6. Boring, overly protective, and savior complex. Now, these energies could be energies that you are currently sitting in, or they could be energies that you are dealing with in situations you're involved in. Next to courage, we have self-conscious, self-critical, unconfident. Okay, those are low vibrations of 11. And next to love, almost got a whole bunch again. I am not the best. Okay, We'll take one more spirit for love. What energies will help us? There we go. Next to love, we have logical and intuitive. And at the bottom of the deck, we have high vibrations of 8. This word always trips me up. Authoritative, and courageous. All right. So we have flow. That's the second time you had courage. So I believe that spirit is saying to flow in your own authority, to flow in your ability to lead your life and to do it with courage. There are things that you desire and there are things that you can have and achieve, but it requires you to step outside of your comfort zone in some kind of way to go after them. And love takes courage. If love is what you need, if love is what you'd like, or if you'd like love to be present in your life in some kind of way, if you, in order to have courage within self, you have to love self enough to know that you are capable. So I mentioned a 9-card box spread for tarot. So at the center of the deck, the first card I normally pull is kind of like the conversation starter for all the other cards that are going to show up around it. And so we have the 8 of Wands, and this is kind of like momentum that you need to capitalize on in order to move forward. So this could be any type of energy that is relevant to you. This could be communication. This could just be something that you have to engage yourself in as you progress yourself forward. Then we have the 9 of Cups. And the 9 is numerically, we know, right before the 10, but the 10 of Cups is when you join together, multiple people in a family type situation where you can practice unconditional love. But all alone, this person has 9 cups. So they, are totally fulfilled, completely content with self, in love with self, in a very balanced and selfless way. 9 in numerology is the number of selflessness. This is a giver. They have plenty to offer. And we talked about love, and possibly that the courage that is required is really about your ability to love self and to love what you desire and to love what you possess and what you represent in your life. Okay, so this 9-card box spread, this middle row, I kind of read it as our current reality. And then the row that appears below is going to kind of be something that may not be apparent to us. It could be something that lies dormant in our subconscious. It could be something hidden from us. It could also be something that we bring to the table, like past experiences almost. And then the top row that we get to is going to talk about what we are thinking of, or what spirit is kind of like guiding us to. That's kind of like where we want to end up, so to speak. So we have 8 of Wands, forward movement, momentum, a fast pace of energy. We have that 9 of Cups, and we have the Page of Swords. Now, the bottom row, we are seeing the 7 of Cups. That's like options, choice. Sometimes it could be the illusions of choice, thinking that we have many options, but in reality, they may not be the best for us. Then we have the Death card. That's transformation. Hold on, we got a card showing. Then we have, so one more. Then we have the Hierophant card, which definitely talks about the presence of spirit and the divine. This could be something, this could be the Hierophant is kind of like the seer of the spirit and the physical world. At the bottom of the deck, we have 3 of Swords. So we've talked about love a lot. And so this could be an energy of feeling like, you know, the absence of love, the opposite of love, betrayal, heartbreak. All right. So that's just an energy to keep in mind as we discuss this. But we have talked about love quite often. And so if this is, a love experience, even if it's not, it is only energy that you can apply. So let's just go ahead and communicate this. So we begin with courage. Next to courage, we have the low vibrations of 11, self-conscious, self-critical, self-critical, and unconfident. Now, those three energies are the total opposite of courage. If you are currently sitting in these energies, you have everything that is opposing you to have courage. So self-conscious, being so or overly aware of yourself that you're not even able to like move or progress because you're so concerned if every step left, right, forward, backward is right, correct. Like, and then self-critical, just like everything you do is under a microscope. And then lacking confidence, you don't even believe that the steps you're taking are worthy, are valuable, are beneficial, right? And so if this is an energy that you have, somehow we've got to come out of that space, right? If this is an energy you're up against that is slowing you down from having courage, like if you're around, people who don't believe in your ability, like that's toxic, and that is going to kill the spark within you. And so nonetheless, courage requires us to leave this space, this space of being our own worst critic. Now, after this, we have the 9 of Cups. So remember, we talked about that as like, this is somebody who is prepared to offer, 9 cups to others, nine cups of love and acceptance and nourishment and nurturing, energy to another. And, this is the cup right before you get to that unconditional love, that where you can share it with others. And so I feel like no matter what has been for you, no matter what life has been, you have to love your journey unconditionally. You have to support yourself unconditionally. When no one shows up for you, you have to show up for you. And as a 1, that is a tall task because most of what you do it alone, right? You are a trailblazer, and so sometimes you may be called to do things that you have seen nobody else do, or you just have a desire to do things, and some people may not understand it. And so if you are surrounding yourself with people who are non-believers, who don't have your vision, that is going to eat away at your spirit, and that is going to stop you from truly believing and operating in that space of having courage, right? So the unconditional love that is present in these 9 cups is what you offer yourself, regardless of whether or not it's being offered to you. Now, this space, this love for self, this love for all that you are, all that you've achieved, has to lead you, has to propel you towards a space of the Page of Cups. So pages are like similar to I like the aces, right? So, pages are kind of like a very unrefined energy. This is like the initial message, the download, the spark, the urge. Knights are the pursuit. This is when they've got the message, the download, and now they're pursuing. And then the kings and queens have mastered the entire journey of that suit, right? So Page of Swords, they can be kind of clumsy, but they seek truth. They search for truth. They want to find truth. Clarity is their mission. Now, when they swing the sword, they kind of stumble. They're not, they're young and youthful in the journey. And so this is why it takes courage, because whatever it is that you are pursuing, whatever it is that you're being called to move in the direction of, this could be outside of your comfort zone. And so if you haven't seen it done before, if nobody around you is doing it, and this is you, then you have to have confidence, even if you don't feel secure in the way in which you are, kind of navigating this energy. Now, beneath this, we have love. So this could be where you learn to love, or how you love, or just a lesson of love that you are bringing into the situation, where it is required of you to have enough of that in your own tank, love, to move it towards the blessings that you desire. So next to love, we have logical and intuitive. Notice this has nothing really to do with emotion, right? And so I think you have to be clear about why you are pursuing what you're pursuing, desiring what you're desiring. I think it has to make sense. It can't just be a feel-good thing. It has to be something solid that you can ground yourself on, because that is going to be the path that you follow to propel yourself forward. And then we have intuition. Intuition is that divine sense that's given to us. When the world is not confirming anything, our intuition can always help us stay centered and grounded on a path that is unique to us, specifically designed for us. So underneath this 9 of Cups, we have the 7 of Cups, and we talked about how it could talk about choices, right? And so there could have been options available to you, right? And the options that you are considering are options that will fulfill you, or pacify you in some kind of way. And then after this, we have death. So death talks about something being reborn, rebirth, regenerated, something transforming in some kind of way. So something within you could be going through a cycle of life and death. Something in you could be rebirth, reborn. And if it's love, which is really the most powerful thing in life, is love. And remember, as a 1, if you're operating, most times you are independent and you are alone. Again, you need to have a very generous supply of that you are responsible for giving to yourself and maintaining as you go through this journey as a leader, as a way shower. So we have options. We have death, rebirth, transformation. And then we have this Hierophant, which is significant because it talks about the presence of the divine. This is like that spirit card. So the Hierophant, if we're only talking about the subject, well, that could be the person that understands both the spirit and the physical world. So this could be someone that offers wise counsel, right? Or this could be something that you are being called to this could be a space that you are called to be in your own life, right? Someone that understands that things that happen to us, things that exist, there's something much greater that is governing this thing that we called life, right? And so spirit is at play here, and spirit was responsible for what ended. Spirit is also responsible for what will be birthed inside of you once this end takes place. And so it looks like there were a lot of things, a lot of choices, a lot of sometimes this could be, people, opinions, or materials that we have that we thought we loved, or that were superficial, like things that gave us gratification that had to come to an end because the divine is calling you to ascend beyond what we thought was once fulfilling to us. What we thought once was love is not, right? And so in order to see that, something within us has to die and be reborn so that we can see through the eyes that spirit has given with us to see things in depth. So now that we have a solid understanding of, what truly matters, in life, what is truly significant to who we are as we blaze this path as a one, then we're put in situations where we want to create, where we want to take what we now know and apply it to the life that we live in, even if those around us are not living, thinking that way, right? It doesn't matter. You have to have courage to be true to self. And sometimes the feedback and the confirmations that we all need to know that we are on the right path won't be available to you. And when they are not available to you, that is not where you become your own critic. That is where you trust, you have faith, you have enough love for self and for your own truth and your mission to keep going no matter what is taking place around you, right? And remember, at the bottom of the deck, we have heartbreak, right? And so I think that we had to go through many superficial versions of people loving us and getting it wrong so that we can understand how to get it right, right? And so that is the mission you're on now. Like, how do I live a life? How do I involve myself in situations? How do I set myself up for things that really reflect what I now know to be true about love? And this could be love of anything, but remember, it's the love of self that will drive all things in life for you specifically. And then that takes us to this top row, which has blessings. So once we've gotten through this transformation, once we've capitalized on this energy and we are learning to operate in this truth that we now know, this is when we get to this space where we can start to see the blessings arise in our life. So above this Nine of Cups, we have the King of Wands. And this is somebody that has mastered their passion, their drive. This is an energy that is fearless, that is a warrior, that does not back down. And so this is the energy that you are being called to step into after whatever had to die died, right? And this is an energy that you ascend to after whatever broke you has been released, right? So now we, low vibe of 6, we have boring, overly protective, and savior complex. Those are defense